It is the Riot podcast. So I'll just tell you, as long as you're getting this before February 16th, that today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday
till Sunday at midnight,
we've got a Valentine's Day free shipping weekend that's happening.
If you want to check out our RadioU merchandise, I don't think we don't have any Riot branded stuff, but maybe if you request one of our stickers that come sometimes with our merch, we've got a Riot sticker. So if you find something from RadioU merch through shop.radiou.com, you can get that with free shipping through Sunday at midnight, and then every order also gets a free RadioU pop socket while those supplies last.
All right, so make sure you participate. You wouldn't want to miss out, would you?
No, you would not.
So today, you know what? It looks like our podcast is actually a little short today. Let's see here. It's got...
Did we get everything in there that we want? Are we sure?
You know what? I guess I could put in... I've been leaving out. So tomorrow... Let's see. Where is it? We don't normally do this all together, guys, but you know what?
Finding at the same time.
Tomorrow, I'm doing the Fight for Air Climb in Columbus, Ohio. Now, of course, they're all over the place. I think they're in like 50 or 60 cities around the United States. But the idea is you raise money for the American Lung Association, and their kind of shtick is that, hey, when you're climbing in there, it becomes very hard to breathe. And so that helps you understand how hard lung disease can be. It's a great event, and it will bring it home to you in a very real way. A very real way. It makes me sick every year.
Obi's doing that tomorrow and was getting details on if anybody had. And everybody had great ideas on songs to use during his playlist because it takes about 10 to 12 minutes to do the event. So a lot of people had some great song ideas.
So if you want to, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Inside the bit, you'll hear us talk about texting, which you can do, or you can slide over to the Riot's Facebook page. I'll go ahead and put a post there, and you can list out, what are songs that you think would fit well into a 10-minute playlist, climbing stairs.
Okay, so think motivational, think maybe shorter so you can get more in. If not, one long blast, one long song. But you can always text 2 at 877-2-RADIO-U or RadioU Riot, which is our Facebook page location.
All right. So you guys have I guess we didn't. Did we say what else was in it?
No, what else?
We talk about the new look at the new Batman costume, adopting a pet, bringing your pets inside. You'll find out why. The holiday we're all forgetting about.
The more important thing for this weekend.
Probably my favorite moment in the entire show, and that was a phone call that we got about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Loved it. Let's see. Okay. It's tied for this. Nikki discusses some real estate that she... and you'll get it.
You'll understand when you hear it.
So there's that. There's talk about a new Universal Park, blind dates, and Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
So you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a happy Valentine's Day, one way or the other, right? Whatever you do, you do. I had somebody that texted me. She said she's going to stay home and eat pasta and play Monster Hunter.
It was cheese ravioli.
It was.
And she was saying that's what she does every Friday. So she's like, does this count? We're like, yes, it does.
Well, hallelujah.
Have a great time with
happy
it.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you guys for listening. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
You ever just have those moments where you see something in news and you're just like, wait, what? That's a thing? Yeah, it is. If you live in the Midwest, it's not just the time of love for the humans around you. It's the time of love for the coyotes.
Is it coyote time?
It's coyote mating season.
Didn't know that. Are people supposed to be on alert?
And you're like, what does that mean for us? I'll tell you what it means is that apparently the coyotes are really out there.
Sure.
In a way that they wouldn't normally be.
So they might, in your area, you might not see them, but now you might actually see them more often.
You may not even know that you have coyotes around, but apparently you do. And now's the time to be very concerned. So this is a warning to tell you to bring your pets inside.
Uh-oh.
Because they say coyotes will kill your dog.
No.
Or your cat.
Oh, no. During this time? Oh,
they're more out there and more aggressive. And straight up, that's what this says.
Bring your dogs and cats in.
4 to 6 weeks. So they're saying mid-February through mid-March, coyotes become more aggressive. And they're saying, hey, you should if you don't normally bring your pets inside, you should.
You should. Oh, absolutely.
What?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought to yourself, I better not let the dog out, the coyotes might get him?
Not coyotes, but I know Eric had a pet taken from not a coyote, but some sort of like mountain lion sort of thing, or whatever they are in Southern California. Like, are they cougars or pumas or whatever? But he had something taken. Like, it's very common for your cats to be taken away.
Shut up.
So you just bring your cat in. Your cat and dog's like, yeah, we're coming in. We don't want to be outside anymore.
They're thrilled.
Bring us in.
They're like, I've been trying to tell you this for years.
Just let me inside the house.
It's dangerous out here.
I do not want to be outside anymore.
So it's not just about the cold, man. The coyotes might get them.
No, you just want to be extra diligent in making sure that your pets are okay.
I don't mean this to sound too, I don't know, take it what it's worth. That's weird to me. I mean, it makes total sense because we live in the world and the world's full of predators, but it would never occur to me like, hey, I better bring him in because the coyotes might get him.
You have to be careful. Like, I remember when my dogs were puppies, they were super, super tiny, and there was this big bird circling up on top.
Shut up.
So you have to watch, like, even making sure that some sort of massive bird, like a hawk or something, doesn't come down and take your pet. So you just don't leave them alone until they're bigger.
What? Man, the world is terrifying.
Well, I mean, that's what they do.
I just spent $8,000 on this puppy.
He's gone.
And that hawk just took it. Let me tell you what, I'd become a hawk hunter after that.
Sure.
I'd just be like, you know what? If you guys think it's cool to take puppies, I'll take you.
Well, they just circle and it's weird. But like for me, my 3 dogs now are like basically a pack, so they're good.
My 3 dogs coming to HBO Max.
It's a new show, and they don't have to worry because if a coyote comes up, I think they can all take them.
Oh my gosh, you guys could do a whole episode on coyote safety. Well, apparently bring in your pets because wild animals want to kill them.
But if you're in that area, you really should be aware, just especially with cats. You just want to make sure that they come inside.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
So here's what I've been trying to find is earlier in the week, Nikki and I were talking about Valentine's Day. And the fact that February 15th is like a adopt a pet day or something.
So tomorrow.
Right. And now that I'm trying to find that, I can't find it anywhere.
Well, I mean, every day can be pet adoption day, but I get what you mean.
Well, there was I had the info on it even, and I cannot find it. So here's what I have been looking at. I've just been doing some Googling, and there are quite a few pet shelters that are doing, they'll do like an adopt a pet day where they'll waive the fees and like all that kind of stuff because they're basically just trying to get these animals a home.
And it could be, actually, you should check. A lot of places are having the fees paid for by different companies and people. Okay. So that's today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
So are you saying please take time to visit our sponsors' tables and thank them for being a part?
Well, I'm telling you, like Coors Light bought adoptions for certain things for this weekend. So, like, you know, there's companies that are doing that.
And they're getting your puppy its first beer.
You just have to find out, like, what is in your area and what someone's doing.
Look at him. He likes it.
Yeah. So it just varies. I'll say that. It varies.
It's true.
But it'd be a great weekend. You know, Christmas time, everybody always suggests it's not the best time to adopt a pet for, like, your family or for friends and stuff as a present. But for this weekend, if you've been looking, it's the best thing to do.
This weekend, it's time for you to invest in a relationship between you and a friend.
You and a little fuzzy friend.
So the other thing I did find is, as Nikki and I were saying, a lot of that's happening tomorrow. But then I found officially something called National Adoption Weekend, and that's at the end of February. So February 28th through March 1st. So I guess this weekend and then 2 weeks from this weekend, great times if you find yourself wanting to bring home a fuzzy friend.
But if you're wanting to adopt a pet, normally the fees are not that much compared to, especially if you went to a pet store and bought them.
Puppy mill.
They're not that much, and that's still good to invest back in, and don't let that stop you.
Yeah, so rescue pets, they say, are the way to go. And, you know, you're alone today and you run into somebody and you're like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Like, well, I think I'm going to adopt a rescue pet. You're in.
Good on you.
You're in. Use that. I just want you to know you got mileage on that. You can use that today and Monday for sure, even Tuesday a little bit. And that communicates something.
It does.
He cares for the lost and left behind.
So some places can even have specials like today. So just find what's in your area for shelters and see what they're offering.
You mean like the kind of specials where you'd have free shipping on your merch?
Well, we do have that for Radio U. You get a free Radio U pop socket with your order, but not a puppy.
There's no puppies in there.
We can't do that.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
How long ago has it been that we were making fun of people for riding the sparkly
stuff?
the sparkly people?
That's it.
Twilight fan fiction. Even though Twilight felt like fan fiction. Sorry.
Well, no, I think it was.
No. It's 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
that was Twilight fan fiction.
Oh, I thought it was the other way.
She turned it into the other thing.
Weird.
No, it was the other. It'd be funny if it was, but it's not. So, Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame, sparkly vampire guy, we have now seen him dressed in the Batman costume for the first time.
So that came out yesterday. Is it the directors? He sent it out?
Yes, Matt Reeves. He's directing the Batman.
You can see a little clip of him in the Batsuit.
You can. How do you feel about it?
I think he has a chiseled jaw, so he's fine. He can be Batman.
I mean, historically, if you look, pretty much everyone looks like Batman
when you put
the Batman costume on.
It's like, well, how does the lower part of his face look? Okay, yeah, it looks fine.
I watched a documentary. I got the Batman, the 19 whatever, the one that has Michael Keaton in it. And I was watching the documentaries on it because I love that stuff. And one of the guys was like, yeah, we thought Michael Keaton as Batman, it'd be really dumb. But when I started to draw the bat mask on him and he looks like Batman. And I thought, that is one of the dumbest things you could ever say. Like, you could draw that on anybody and they would look like Batman.
You just have to wait and see on his acting with it. What will the style be? What will the voice be? Because, who was the last one? Was it Ben Affleck?
Well, it was Ben Affleck, but Christian Bale before that, he's the one that was like the...
Yeah, that I felt like, to me, was always like, wow, that's a bit much. But, I mean, it worked.
I didn't care. A lot of people made a big deal out of it. And, of course, we made fun of it because we're on the bandwagon for everything.
Well, you can't say a line swear to me and not expect us to bring it up every time.
Yeah, you have to.
With such passion. Intensity.
Hey, that sequence is one of the best superhero quote, almost anything. Like when it comes to movie sequences, that's one of the best ones ever. So good.
I'm waiting to hold my true thoughts on it once we actually hear a bit.
Yeah. So I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not are you excited about it? What, when we get to see it in 2 years?
Is it that long until it comes out?
All right, 18 months. It's
18 months?
It's next summer. So I'm not saying I'm not excited. I'm holding back.
And for the people that are really worried about it, they're not going to pick someone who couldn't really do it justice. So I'm sure he's just fine in it.
Hey, I still hold to the fact that I think Ben Affleck was a fantastic Batman. You just didn't like what they were doing with it. And so that's separate from the actor's performance. He was doing, I think, exactly what they wanted him to do.
But he only had so much he could work with.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be an older Batman, and I thought the whole thing worked. Yes, I'm not a big fan of what they did with it, but he was a great choice. So,
well, we'll see what happens, not this summer, but next summer.
Yeah.
With the new Batman stuff. But you can at least see part of the
You get a chance to get a peek at the costume, which is cool because
I think it's more what people are interested in seeing.
That's one of those things where if you care about those things, you can kind of speculate as to, well, what kind of a Batman story are they going to tell based on the costume that you're getting a peek at.
You can see as it moves in slow motion and the shoulders are flexing. And he's got just a clenched jaw and that's it.
Like Batman.
Yeah, I assume he would do that.
He's got tight shoulders and clenching his jaw. He's got a lot of angst, Nikki.
He must have some stress. He needs to relax.
Well, he didn't put that costume on because he was feeling good. He wasn't it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day to wear this bat-themed costume and punish villains.
Wow, not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on Radio U.
So with today being very focused on, having that other special someone in your life, there's a lot of messaging flowing around. One is, just loving that someone. But for you, maybe you don't have someone. And when you don't have someone, then you're like, oh, I feel bad. But then come the feel bad shamers who want to make you feel bad for feeling bad. We're like, look, you don't need another person in your life. You love yourself. You whatever yourself. I want to say something just slightly different. And that is that it's okay to want to have somebody else in your life. That's okay. It's fine. The only point at which it becomes a problem is that if we don't have someone, if we feel like there's something wrong with us, that's a problem. Or if we don't have someone, we're not as good as people who do have someone. Like, that's when it becomes a problem. And when we are willing to do anything to have someone, like anything at all, as long as we have someone, I want you to know that inside each and every one of us, we have a desperate desire to have a relationship with something outside of us. Now, here's where, Obadiah, you know where this is going. I think what you really need to do is start with a relationship with God. And I'll tell you why. A relationship with God will actually fulfill a lot of the things that you're going to look to another person to. We have trouble with relationships because we want that person to give us purpose, to give us meaning, to fulfill the deep desires of our hearts. And I hate to break it to you, people aren't super good at that because they're people like you. And you know how that one time you made a mistake? Guess what? When you finally find somebody, there's going to be a lot of those one times that they make a mistake. And then there's going to be a lot of times when you make that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Come on. Because you're putting two imperfect people together looking
Things
to be
happen.
completed by a person. It's not going to work. In a relationship with God, you can find the love and acceptance that you're looking for. And when you get that taken care of, you're actually in a way better place to bring someone else into your life that you can love and help take care of and support. And in a lot of ways, love them in a way that's selfless. So you're putting them before yourself. See, it's a whole thing. And I'm just going to stop here because I mean, we got 3 hours of stuff we could talk about, right?
Well, I used to have a lot of friends who would stay with someone, at least around Valentine's Day, because the pressure of being alone was too much to where they still stayed with someone who wasn't supposed to be someone they were supposed to stay with.
Right. Well, don't feel bad about being alone today because you're not alone. Invite God into your life. Let him meet some of those deep longings in your heart. And then when someone comes along, the right person, it'll be all bonus instead of it being like, I need you to complete me. Oh, could there be anything worse than that? That kind of pressure to live up to. You know what? A relationship with God is simple. He's the one that you actually want to say, complete me. Jesus, come into my life. I want to have a relationship with you. I want you to complete me. I want you to fill this void in my life with you. Show me how to live and show me how much you love me. You know what? That's a great place to start. You're not alone today. And even if there isn't some, person bringing you candy, buy your own candy, enjoy your day. You're loved.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Valentine's Day weekend. But guess what? It's President's Day weekend, y'all.
That's not till Monday.
President's Day is Monday, which makes this President's Day weekend.
That
which
only
means
matters if
it's no better time than now to buy a mattress.
That's the only thing it's good for.
Or a couch.
Is there a lot of furniture sales?
Couch sales, man. Who wants a couch? You want a couch? You're getting a couch.
I think it's
24
mostly
months, same as cash.
I think it's mostly mattresses.
Get a mattress. You should be putting your money into shoes and mattresses. Seriously, that's where you spend most of your time. Shoes and mattresses. Shoes and mattresses.
So if you actually are in need of that, that's what this weekend and Monday's for.
Woo! Happy President's Day.
I forgot about that.
Happy birthday, Lincoln.
Yay!
Happy birthday, George Washington.
So does
President's
Day. Does that mean on Monday we should get a cake or something? Or
I'm in. You know what?
It's a birthday.
It's shaped like Abraham Lincoln's profile. So
Could
you got
be.
like beard cake, and then you got hat cake. That actually does sound kind of gross.
No, thank you now.
Anybody want a piece of beard cake?
Maybe we shouldn't do the full, but like our grocery stores all have here's the sliver of cake. Like you're not buying the whole thing. You're just buying a little piece of it.
What if?
That might be good.
What if you and I decided to go ahead like tomorrow? We buy one of the leftover Valentine cakes.
Sure.
And they'll be red and white. So we just get a little blue icing.
That's America. Hello.
And all of a sudden, you got a discount President's Day cake. Am I right? Am I right?
It's like 4th of July.
But it's President's Day.
President's Day.
We're not celebrating the entire union. We're just celebrating the brave men that have led it and the women that no doubt will someday. So come on. Let's do this.
Bring on the sales.
I'm so excited.
So you'll start seeing that tomorrow because, Monday's President's Day.
Nothing says America like a nap. Right?
I think it's very America of us.
Oh, come on, dude.
I wonder when that started. Like, why it is always a mattress sale weekend.
Let's Google this. Why mattresses on President's... You know what? It was a suggested search.
It was because everybody wants to know.
Is best... No, okay, this all just adds. Well, you know what, though? We're going to figure this out.
You just keep looking.
President's
No hurry.
Day history.
No hurry. We're just curious about it.
USA Today has an article called "It's President's Day. Go forth and buy a mattress."
That's what the weekend's for.
I'm going to read up on this, Nikki. I may come back with answers or act like we never talked about it.
And if that's the case, then we'll just move on to something else. And if you're curious, you start the search.
Come on.
You'll have to find out.
We'll write the article.
We can't figure out everything.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
We were wondering why in the heck it is that people go buy mattresses on President's Day weekend.
Why is that such a thing?
Casey's on the phone, Nikki. Hi, Casey.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired.
We hear you there.
Real talk. You know what? You need a new mattress.
Is that it? We're just not sleeping right at night?
That's what it is.
We just need a more expensive one.
I'm telling you. So, okay, Casey.
I don't know if that helps it.
Lay it on me. Why did you go?
Or why is that normally a thing?
So people are getting their tax return around this time if they do it like right out the gate, like beginning of the year. So like this would be like tax return time. So it's like a good business sale to like run that, so people are like going to buy couches and mattresses.
Because it's more expensive and you need the tax return to be able to afford it.
It's not bad. All right, Casey, thanks for calling.
Have a good morning.
Nikki, I read the article from USA Today.
Yeah.
The article says that it is actually what they say is an underrated shopping weekend because it is the first long weekend that is far enough away from Christmas that people are actually thinking about shopping.
Sure.
Because you don't associate shopping with Martin Luther King Day. But
and that's still close enough to Christmas. You're paying off everything you already bought at Christmas.
Exactly that.
But not in February.
Now, Nikki, I didn't talk to her off air, but I have Katie on the phone,
Is
too.
Katie the one who we're texting?
Katie is the one who went to see Sonic the Hedgehog last night.
Oh, Katie.
So she's celebrating President's Day a whole different way.
Katie, what happened? I don't understand the movie. We were talking yesterday about... I don't get it, but was it good, or what did you think?
I took my 13-year-old son. He's been obsessed with Sonic since he was a little boy.
Okay.
And it was amazing. Like, very, very highly underrated. It was such a good movie. It really got who Sonic really is. Jim Carrey was amazing as Robotnik. Like, in his true form, it was great.
Okay, Katie, let me ask you a question. You said that this movie really captures who Sonic really is. Can you tell me who Sonic really is?
That's up to interpretation from each person.
No, can you explain, what does Sonic mean to you in your heart?
There's a lot of nostalgia.
There it is. There
Sonic.
Okay.
He's teasing you. You don't have to answer that.
I want to know the answer. She said her words. It captured who Sonic really is.
But see, I think if you liked Sonic and stuff, you would have more emotional attachment to it. Where I didn't watch it, so I have no attachment to it.
Well, then, Katie, how about this? Like, you seem to really like it. What about your son? What did he think?
He absolutely loved it, and it actually leaves you on a cliffhanger for a second one.
Oh no, they don't.
Yes, yep.
Oh no,
but it really was a good movie.
All right,
okay,
all right, Katie.
Katie, right now, tell me, scale of 1 to 10,000, how much
10,000
money are
coins.
How much money are they paying you to call and market this movie?
She's a street team member.
Nothing. I wish they were. That would be really nice.
Oh, that would be.
All right.
Well, Katie, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for thinking of us when we were wondering how it was.
Thank you.
Alrighty,
thanks.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You guys are cute.
It captured the spirit of who Sonic really is. She intrigued me with that statement. Because that means in her heart, she has a real 3-dimensional character piece, like of what and who Sonic is.
On what he is.
Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
It's something you guys don't know about Nikki is that, okay, you know how I get really opinionated about stuff like Batman? You know, and I always have some little quip and something to mouth off about when it comes to Batman.
Not mouth off about, but just, you have
know
your
what
opinion.
I mean. You know what I mean.
We tend to be somewhat louder with our opinions.
Nikki has those kinds of opinions about real estate.
I do. Like hoarders, houses. Like if you're selling your house, I don't understand why you didn't just like put this away or fix this up or do this and that. Like if you're going to sell your home, it just fascinates me.
I love it because Nikki seems so quiet and agreeable on like so many things. She's like, that's fine. If that's what you like, it's okay. But as soon as you start showing her pictures of houses, she's like, oh, that's awful. That is the worst.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Why, if you want to sell it, why wouldn't you just do this or do that?
So she finds an article this morning.
I should have been in real estate.
You should have.
I would have loved to.
You know what? There's still time.
I know. I could still make a living out of that.
So she sends me
I watch House Hunters.
You do?
And I mostly watch House Hunters International, but I do watch House Hunters.
So she sends me this article about House Hunters on HGTV in which a throuple, that's 3 people living together in a loving relation. Not as a couple, Nikki.
Well,
you see your
married.
bias?
The 2 are married, and then there's another person.
And then they say they're in love with that person.
So that's a throuple.
Together and individually, and,
We're not talking about that part,
We're not.
okay?
Because I actually thought, I was like, why? Why would we want to talk about this?
We're not talking about that.
And then she says the thing that blows it wide open for me.
Well, everybody was all a flutter on Twitter because they were trying to find a house on House Hunters. And they're like trying to look for like 3 sinks, like in a master. Like who has 3 sinks in a master? You sometimes don't even get 2.
That's what she said that got me. She's like, where are you going to find 3 sinks?
You're going to have to do a new build, and you're going to have to be a part of it.
You're going to be like those other people on the reality TV where they're like, we have 25 kids, and so we're
living in the caboose.
We got a charter bus that we take places, and we had to build a compound.
Yeah, something like that. We put all the shipping containers together, and we made our own compound.
It's fine.
So for this, they were trying to find a place, and it's not realistic. You can't just think that these houses are going to be set up with 3 sinks.
I do love the idea of, the real estate agent books the showing. You show up and there's 3 of you, and they're like, is this a friend? Like, no. We're a throuple. You're what?
You're what?
You're like, how many times does autocorrect make that into something else? Thorough.
They also want a 3-car garage because that symbolizes the 3 people in the relationship. So they need their each part.
3-car garage makes sense. I'll tell you what else is going to be hard. Let's follow this throuple. What about shopping for insurance?
Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't think the other counts technically because they're not like married.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so,
you bundle?
I
don't know. Listen, we're just talking about the
3-car garage is going to be easier to get than the 3 sinks.
I just didn't understand that part.
Do you need a bigger fridge?
I don't know. They
do you
really
just
didn't
shop
mention
more often?
They didn't really mention any of that. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of people in their houses, but they just, for the one bathroom, I've never seen 3 sinks.
Yeah. No, never.
And if you did, you'd be like, why are there 3 sinks? Because it'd be the reverse.
You know what? I just tell you right now, like, I want my own everything.
You do. You have your own place.
I want my own. Like, just...
You don't want to share with
anybody.
anybody.
A lot of times people talk about how like they want to downsize. I'm like, no, let's make it bigger.
You want to upsize?
I moved from a smaller place to a bigger place, and don't let anyone lie to you. When I moved into a bigger place, it was awesome.
Because you have more space.
I loved it. And you're like, you're just filling it with things you don't need. No, I've been filling it with things I want.
There's plenty of space.
So then when I die, my family can... be forced to rent a dumpster and throw it all in a dumpster.
Away. Oh, no. Then you really got them.
Yes.
So that was what was trending with HGTV the other day.
Look, why did Grandpa buy this? Just so you'd have to throw it away.
Oh, I'm sure some of your stuff will be passed down.
Oh, that's a whole other topic. Well, and then your family's like, how are we going to sell a house with 3 sinks?
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Hey, I told you that I was kind of talk to you about, news when it came to theme parks. So do you want their news first?
Disney. We've had a lot of Disney news this week.
The other people's news first.
Let's go other first.
You want to go with other? I think this sounds awesome. So Universal Orlando is opening a 3rd land. Or is it a 4th one? Because they have Universal Orlando, then they have the Harry Potter one, and then they have...
There's like the Simpsons area, but I don't know if that counts as a land.
No, that's in Universal Orlando. Okay. I'm talking about it's going to be a new park.
Gotcha.
And so it's not Worlds of Adventure, but it's like there's 3 things in Orlando. I never go to
Universal. I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I don't know.
I went 2 years ago and loved it.
Well,
the rides kind of sucked, but...
But why did you have such a good time?
There was a hurricane and everyone was gone.
And so it was
I
like
did
the park
everything
was empty?
in the whole park in like 2.5 hours.
So I feel like...
And I got the best coffee mug ever.
I feel like that's why you actually have some fond memories about that time.
It was such a great trip. So that being said, they're going to open a new theme park called Epic Universe. Epic Universe will contain Super Nintendo World, which is the thing they're doing.
Oh, the one that's in Tokyo. Oh.
There will be a land based on the Fantastic Beasts franchise. There will be an area for How to Train Your Dragon. And then this is the one that aside from Nintendo, which of course I would love, there will be a Universal Monsters section. So Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, like
Boo-berry.
All of this. Boo-berry. Yummy Money,
Yummy
Fruit
Mummy,
Brutes,
it's not the cereals.
all the ones, the Wolfman. So they're going to have an area that's all of that stuff. The creature from, what's that called? I can't remember, but like,
the Lagoon?
Yeah, creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, that's. Are you looking at the article?
No, but I mean, I know the phrase.
Wait.
You know the phrase, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, well, that's the guy. Well, they say that it's all part of this expansion that they will do. I think that sounds cool.
So this is its own thing? So that like when you go to Universal, just like when you go to Disney, they're like, nah, you got to pay for this one.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
right.
going over to that area.
That's exactly right.
I see.
Because the only thing that I went to was Universal Orlando. So like their main park.
Area.
Yeah, so I mean, and I did everything there except the Terminator thing I really wanted to do. But I was with somebody and they threw up on the Mummy ride.
They did?
And we ran out of time.
Well, when someone throws up, maybe it's time to go.
Yeah. It's too bad, really.
So that's Epic Universe, which will be Universal. When is it supposed to be here?
2020.
Sometime in the future. They're saying if you want to sign up, they'll send you more information, but
I don't want to.
The new location will feature theme park, entertainment center, hotels, shopping, restaurants, and more.
Do they do like a media day where not as many people are there?
Before it opens.
They have one of those.
You might have to wait till then.
Yeah. Hey, the other thing I had for you, since I said I had 2 theme park things, Disney, is it Paris Disney or
France?
Paris? Okay. They're opening a Frozen theme park there.
It looks cool, but can you imagine how can you afford to go to Paris and then go to Disney?
And this just goes to show you that, like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You've flown all the way to Paris because in your mind, it is a theme park. And you're like, I want to go ride the Eiffel Tower. And the people in Paris are like,
come on.
The Eiffel Tower sucks. I want to go to fake Arendelle. See?
So if you're a big fan of Frozen, people are a little mad because it's not like going to go to Orlando or California or anything else. It's going to be at the Paris Disney.
Nikki, come on.
And it's like an experience where you go in and...
Oh, it's an experience.
It's a land and... It's a thing, and it's supposed to look like it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm willing to go if you can promise me that you guys have got it massively air-conditioned.
Inside, would it be fine?
Is it frozen or not?
It's a immersive land. You'll see the snow-capped mountains of Arendelle in the distance, a magnificent lake, character encounters, a new restaurant and a shop, and I think that's about it.
Pay $150 to come in, wait in line, purchase overpriced food and overpriced souvenirs, and go back out into Paris, realizing that the Louvre was free. But you got this piece of commercial art you can carry with you anywhere.
How Disney Paris does.
Same it does everywhere else.
What if it's not? What if people don't care and you can't? You've already made a trip there, so how can you afford to go now to the other place?
They don't have places like that where people don't care.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
So it's Valentine's Day and you find yourself wanting a date and you'll just go out with anybody. So what, you're on a dating app, you get all set up, whatever, and you go pick him up. He lives with his parents, but, we've all had setbacks.
Listen, it's not a setback. It's just a restructuring, and you just want to date for today.
You know what? So it's fine. So you go over to his parents' house, and you pick him up, and he comes out, and he's got a bottle of wine, which seems romantic in some ways.
Not if he's already drinking it.
But he opens it while he's in the passenger seat and starts drinking right out of the bottle.
These are warning signs.
I'll admit, that would tip me off.
And, we don't want to judge, so we're not like having the warning sign because he's back at home. That's not it.
You're like, hey, just to be clear, like, if that was for us to share, I can't have it right now.
Driving.
I'm driving. I don't even think we're supposed to have an open container up here.
But push that aside, too, okay?
But you know what? He seems like a nice guy. He seems fine.
You keep still trying with the date.
So then he asks you to, hey, could you pull up over here? Because he needs to go to the bank. And you think, all right, well, you know what? He's a stand-up guy.
Maybe he's getting money to pay for the date.
He's probably getting money to pay for dinner or whatever.
You know what? We should be looking for people who pay more with cash.
Yeah, so he heads up and he is in the bank for a while and he comes out. And when he gets in the car, he says, you need to...
Blankety blank.
Go.
Okay. So he used some mean words there.
So she starts...
Aggressive words.
She starts driving, and then when she sees the police, she slams on the brakes and gets out of the car.
So basically, he'd robbed the bank while he was in there. And this was on December 5th, 2016, but the charges are now still going with him.
The charges against her are finally dropped. They were not dropped at first. She's just like, I'm on a date here. What happened?
And
they're like,
arrested.
You're a giveaway. You're a getaway driver.
The guy was sentenced to 3 years in prison for the armed robbery, followed by another 2 years in jail because when he was in there, or sometime like when they got pulled over, he assaulted 3 police officers. So it even went beyond just the robbery stuff.
Yeah. Now,
you're just trying to find someone nice.
I know what you're saying. You're like, oh, that's not a Valentine's Day story because that didn't happen on Valentine's Day. It's kind of old. Well, it takes time to make it through the courts. That's 1. And 2, she met this guy dating online. 3, you may find yourself this weekend dating online. And I'm just telling you, maintain some standards.
Now, that article said we're not supposed to look at any online dating stuff or don't open any apps this week.
It did say that.
Because you're not in the right...
They said...
frame of mind to do that.
This is a quote from that dating coach we talked to, or not, we didn't talk to. We read her article earlier this week. She said, desperate dating is not good.
You don't want to do that this week or today. Not even maybe tomorrow or Sunday. Next week on Monday, start fresh. You can find someone then or work towards finding someone, but you're not supposed to just settle today.
You know, heck, you could hold off till spring. That's only 7 weeks away, 6 weeks away. So you're just like, you know what? Spring is new me, new you, new whatever.
And if not, when you're meeting someone, just send them or send her the article. Just be like, what are your thoughts on this?
Listen.
See if anything connects with their current situation and then decide.
I just love the idea of she's driving, which is fine. He gets in the car.
She had to go pick him up.
She gets in the car with a bottle, or he gets in the car with a bottle of wine, and you think, oh, that's a bit much, but okay. And then he just opens it and starts drinking it in the car.
I doubt he had a glass.
Okay.
He's just drinking out of the bottle.
He is drinking out of the bottle. To me, that would just be like, and we're just going to go ahead and hang a left here, hang another left, one more left.
You know, I bet you
You know what? Go ahead.
She probably said to herself, well, I'll give him one more chance. And the bank was the chance. And then that all happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for her. You get arrested, you did nothing wrong. You were just on a date.
You know what? Yeah, but that's what everybody says. Oh, I don't even know anything about it. I wasn't here.
But she was actually telling the truth.
It's rough.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Okay, y'all. I want you to get ready to text. You got your phone? You ready?
No one puts it down. Of course they do.
877-2-RADIO-U, unless you're driving, of course. So my question to you is, tomorrow I've got the Fight for Air climb. That's happening in Columbus, Ohio. I'll be climbing 40 floors, 880 steps.
So they have locations across the country.
All over the country.
But it's a way to realize how some people have breathing problems and conditions and stuff. And it's a big event.
So I'll be doing that tomorrow, but I just realized that I need to make a playlist today.
Oh, yeah, of all your songs.
I need to make a playlist today. And what I have been doing is a lot of times, like in the gym, I may listen to our app. Like I love the fusion channels that we do, so I might do that. Sometimes I do YouTube Red or whatever they call it these days, premium. And so they have a Your Mix button. And so sometimes I'll hit that when I'm in there, and it'll just spit songs at me that it thinks I like. But I would like to know, if you were building your playlist, like what would go on your, and keep in mind, it takes me 10 minutes to do this.
The whole event.
You're not building a half marathon playlist where it's 90 minutes to 2 hours of music. And some of you probably run faster than that, but that's how long it takes me. So I've got 10, maybe 15 minutes tops.
Can I suggest something?
Absolutely.
What about your Superman soundtrack that you like, or some sort of movie soundtrack which is very
like that.
Building and like emotional and moving?
Rocky soundtrack,
something like that. That really pump you up there.
Yeah, that's not bad. I added, it's not somebody that we play, but there's a band that I have discovered called Upper Room. Mm-hmm. They have a song that's like 7 minutes long, and I was thinking about that, but then you're like, you know, do I want 7 minutes of the same song?
That might actually help, because then in your mind, you're still thinking it's one
just one song,
so it doesn't feel like it's lasting as long. But
could be.
You're 7 minutes in.
Okay,
I think you're just going to get a lot of old songs that people are going to suggest, like the Rocky soundtrack.
Lots of Project 86. Arthur, it's funny you say that. My like the YouTube music thing, it has been spitting a lot of old Project 86 at me, and it's not that I haven't been a fan of them, but what I have not been able to get over is how much I have liked their back catalog. Lyrically, Project 86 is hard to beat. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff that is in there, I don't understand why I didn't hear it the first time around, but as I've been coming back around, I've been like, man, what
Jen
the
said
heck?
Olympian by Propaganda. That's a great one.
Oh, Blake, I'm sorry, but that's a
Sonic the Hedgehog
song.
songs.
He says the Sonic the Hedgehog songs.
I think he's trolling you on that
I hope you're trolling, dude, because not that.
Eye of the Tiger, something like that.
Hey, let me tell you what. That's not a bad one.
Jeremy said The Negative, the Demon Hunter song.
No, because I might be tempted to get negative, and you don't want that in the middle of the stair climb.
It's still I still feel like it's still a song that pushes you.
Okay. All right. Well, Billy says both Demon Hunter albums. Both.
Peace and is the other one War?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying there's more than two.
Well, meaning the ones from this year or last year.
Okay. Well, there we go, Nikki. So you guys feel free to text in your ideas. I would love to hear them. I put that Devil Wears Prada song on there, and I'm like, this might be too slow.
That one's a good one to sing along to, but not when you're climbing upstairs.
Yeah.
I think you need something else.
But then again, I will tell you, at least for me, because I'm not running up those stairs, That's the mistake that most people make, is that you can run up 2 flights of stairs, but you can't run up 40 flights of stairs.
Gotta take your time.
The key to getting a good time, in my opinion, is finding a solid, steady pace that you can maintain, not how fast can I run up 3 flights of stairs.
What was the older, it's a band we haven't played for a while, but Blindside, the one that goes, it hurts. You
Perfect.
should do that one.
Blindside. Dude, if I was going to put Blindside in, it would have to be Sleepwalking.
That's a good one, too. You got time.
You'd hear me screaming that.
You can text 877-2-RADIO-U and throw your name in there if you've never texted us before.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay, Nikki, I told you that I should really do more streaming. I'm just not being serious about it. I mean, game streaming, of course.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I see that somebody else is ready to come along and take my crown.
What is it?
Ronda Rousey.
The fighter?
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Wasn't she like MMA and then she went to wrestling?
Yeah, but then she's also been in movies.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So now she has just signed an exclusivity deal with Facebook Gaming. She is going to be a Facebook streamer.
All right. What does she stream?
Doesn't say.
Or has she done any yet, or is this just what she's starting?
Nope, she's never, to my knowledge, and what I'm reading here, has not
if you're
streamed
a real streamer,
before.
then you get mad. Because you're like, here comes this person who's never streamed anything and gets a Facebook deal.
It's interesting. I don't think there are any celebrities like a Ronda Rousey that will ever be more popular than the most popular streamers. Mm-hmm. She's competition for the smaller to mid-range streamers.
Yeah.
In my opinion. The other thing that she's going to be good for, here's my theory. Like Twitch and YouTube skew younger. Facebook skews older. So what ends up happening is you've got an older audience, and I feel like that's who the WWE is anyway. Mm-hmm. Older people and families who are going to be more likely to watch her stream on Facebook than they would, say, somewhere else.
And they're watching her to stream, not watching a streamer as in like you just want to really watch the content.
Yep.
You're watching because it's her, which, I mean, makes sense. It's just,
fine.
You know, you can tell if you were a up-and-coming gamer to see someone get a plush deal so quickly.
Well, her first...
But maybe she games and we just didn't know about it.
Well, she tells her story. She says, gaming has always been a big part of my life, and one of her biggest gaming memories was being 11 years old and encountering an Articuno in Pokemon Blue for the first time. She said she was awestruck and thought she looked like an angel.
I wonder how she'll do, because gaming seems easy, like to be a streamer, but there is an art to it.
If you watch people that are really good at it, they really have something going on there.
They're very comfortable in front of it, and it's fun to watch, and that's not everybody.
Like, that's one way to be successful. There's also, you can wear, like, tight and, like, very little clothing. That's another way to be really successful. I don't think I was supposed to bring that up, but...
Oh, no.
I've noticed when I log into Twitch that those streams seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you've got your friend that's got like 4 people watching, and you're like,
but he loves gaming. Like, he's passionate about it. And sometimes the most passionate people about gaming and streaming just never catch on.
Yeah. So,
but good for her. And I guess Facebook's going more into game streaming.
Did I say when? This Tuesday, February 18th, 6 p.m. Eastern, will be her inaugural stream on Facebook Gaming. She's not even going to be there.
She's not going to be live.
No,
it's not live.
She recorded this stream like 3 weeks ago.
Don't pull back the curtain. Don't pull back the curtain for them.
They're just going to make it look live. They'll have somebody there answering you or whatever.
She's got a team of people. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be great.
It's not going to be like me in the basement where I'm like, man, what? Why isn't the camera working? The overlay is broken.
That's real streaming. Obi brings the realness to when he does it.
What the heck? Like, why does it keep grabbing the audio feed from the camera instead of the microphone?
There won't be any problems, which means it won't even be live.
Let's just reboot. We'll see if that fixes it.
Okay, guys, give me a second and then click on again. We'll come back in a moment.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
It's the time of love for the Coyotes.